about American Refugee, your character, and what attracted you to this project?
I think what attracted me most to this project is that it's definitely in the thriller kind of eerie project type, but at the same time, it's there's not a lot for reaction's sake. It's got deeper themes and ideas that I really love, and my character goes through quite a transformation in the story, and just everyone that's attached is really great. So I'm really excited to be a part of it.
This is a very different role from what fans have seen you do in the past. Did that change your preparation?
Yes, it definitely did. Honestly, I mean, I really love when you get to transform for a character. For instance, like with a wig and with a pregnant belly, like that puts you in a whole new mindset. You feel like you are the character. And I've been used to playing like girl next door, that type of a role, like angsty teen. And I think this is the first role that I feel like I've really gotten to sink my teeth into and put a lot of like preparation in and kind of go through and choose a bunch of ideas that make sense for this character. And it's a really interesting one. I had fun.
One of the major relationships in Amber's life is with Helen, and we see how that dynamic changes over the course of the film. How did you and Erica prepare to tackle that journey?
We ran a lot of lines together. I mean, we talked about our characters all the time. It was really great to have such a collaborative director as well. Ali was really great, and he wanted to see where we felt with our characters, what we felt, and where we were emotionally. And a big part of it, because we're shooting a lot out of sequence, is kind of figuring out what the dynamics are in that exact moment, because you may be shooting the last scene of the movie on the first day. But luckily, in my case, my first day was shooting with Erica, the scene in the pharmacy. And so that was a great place for us to find our footing together and kind of talk about our characters and where they were going to go.
This is your first major venture into the horror genre. Did anything surprise you about the experience? What was the biggest takeaway?
Honestly, I thought I'd be more scared on set. I thought that I'd be really freaked out by everything going on. Luckily, there was nothing paranormal, because that is like paranormal and clowns. Those are the freakiest for me. But something I love about this story is that it feels close to home. I mean, what we had in 2020, it feels eerily similar to where there's a lot of takeaways and there's a lot that resonates, I think, with the audience too. So that was exciting to do something that feels real, but also is freaky, because life can be freaky sometimes. It's not just
Mm.
ghosts that are freaky.
Like you were saying earlier, your character undergoes this massive transformation throughout the film. Is there a particular scene that you're really excited for your fans to see?
I'm really excited. Erica and I have a really great scene together. It's kind of like a woman power moment where I think there's a connection that maybe people aren't sure that's going to pop up, because it is. I mean, there is a lot of push and pull between the dynamics of the families. So there are really great moments of connection as well throughout the show that I'm really excited for everyone to watch.
Yeah, speaking of those dynamics, which of those relationships was your favorite to explore in the film and why?
You know what? I really loved exploring the relationship with I am pregnant in the movie. So, and I've never been pregnant before. I've never had a child. So exploring that was really awesome. I watched a
Mm.
lot of movies like Juno and things like that in preparation for this as well, for that really strong mother to child bond. And that's a really great one we got to explore. And also the relationship with Winter is very Sam Trammell's character. It's very interesting. So exploring that was very exciting. But all of the characters are so precise in who they are and so who they are, that all of the bonds were really clear and set in stone, like where their relationship was to one another. So really all of them have been really exciting to explore.
Another golden age for the horror genre to tell really cool stories, and American Refugee is the latest addition to that movement. Did that bring any pressure to this project?
I think I think I was so in like the actual making of it that I wasn't like, ooh, I wonder what's afterwards. I was just very into my character and talking to everybody on set. I felt like we were all very present, I think as well. We filmed this during the pandemic, which was freaky in itself. But I think that kind of helped ground us as well. Like, we're making a movie about the world ending while it feels like the world is ending. Um, but I think there it definitely is a golden age of horror. So I'm excited to be a part of that.
You were talking about the themes earlier in this interview. There's so many relevant ones that unfold throughout the story. Was there one in particular that hit home for you?
I really liked how both families come from completely different backgrounds and social classes, and seeing how they clash in a way. I mean, I think if you're living in a small space too with anyone, there are going to be clashes, even if you're the exact same person, even if you have a lot of similarities. But to see that, I think that social class kind of stuff hit me. Because I mean, when I moved to Los Angeles and being in this industry, I mean, we didn't. I was raised by a single mother. We were kind of like, we grew up with less money than a lot of my friends had. So I think seeing those themes represented in this was really cool, and I think it'll stick out to a lot of people.
Yeah, definitely. And with the film coming out in a couple of days, what do you hope audiences take away after they see it?
I think the movie does a really great job of kind of showing that you can have bonds with people that you disagree with, and you can learn from one another. And I think it's a really great piece that shows that you can really be friends with anybody no matter how much you disagree with them. I don't know if that's like what the movie was going for, but when I watched it I was like, wow, it's kind of crazy how these people are so different. And somehow, I mean, it worked, but it didn't. And I mean, there are just so many films. That's something I took away from it though, was like, God, I mean, you can make it through anything. You really
Yeah.
can if you got a good support system and a good head on your shoulders. Of course, there's going to be ups and downs, but that was something I took from it.
Yeah, same. That's a great answer. And then final question for you. Besides this film, where can fans see you next?
I just wrapped up filming a movie in Georgia called On a Wing and a Prayer, and that's an MGM picture with Dennis Quaid and Heather Graham and Jesse Metcalf, and really great people, directed by Sean McNamara. So I'm very excited for that one. That'll be out next August 2022. So I'm excited for that one as well.